Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have the pleasure of sitting down with not only a co-worker of mine, but a true friend of mine, and we call ourselves family down in the basement there. I'm being joined today by License Coordinator Christine Reeves. Christine, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well,
Enjoy it.
you know, we have a lot of fun down there in the basement sometimes. We hope we don't get too loud for folks on the second and third floor,
yeah,
right?
I know.
But you know what, we have I like to say we have probably the best job in the city of LaGrange because we get a chance to interface with individuals from all walks of life and hopefully make a little bit of difference in their lives.
I hope so.
Absolutely. Well, Christine, tell us just a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind.
Okay. Well, I've been with the city over 20 years, and I live in LaGrange. My husband's a pastor here in the city, and we enjoy it. We like our little town here. You know, we've been here quite a long time, so, and I love working for the city. So, stayed longer than I was going to, so I like it.
That's right. When you come in, you stay, right?
That's right.
Because originally you're not from LaGrange, Christine, right?
No, originally I'm from Indiana, but we've been down here. I said I come to Georgia and stayed long and met my husband.
That's right.
So we lived in Carrollton and moved on down to LaGrange. So yeah, we like it right here.
Absolutely. LaGrange is a great little place to raise a family.
It is, yeah.
You know, you have all the seasons here that you can enjoy. You know, all the various amenities, the lake if you like doing that, various recreational things.
Yeah.
But Christine, we're here today to talk about something we were talking about. We kind of impart ourselves into a lot of people's lives.
Right.
Because if they operate a business, they have to come and see you and the other license coordinators there. And today we're going to talk about occupational tax, or some people refer to it as their business license.
Right.
Let's talk a little bit, first of all, about, because we have two categories. We have regulatory and non-regulatory. Talk a little bit about the difference between those.
Well, your occupational tax is just, the city requires you to register your business. It's not really a business license because we're not licensed on this part of it. We're not licensing you to do anything. You're just paying sort of like a tax to do business in the city, and we give you a certificate. So and that is a non-regulatory. So the regulatory, which would include beer, wine, spirituous liquor, and anything else that would be regulated, that would also involve the police department to watch over. So those two usually go hand in hand. You usually have to get your occupational tax first, and then we deal with the regulatory ones. So, and of course now they are due.
They are due. Right? Busy time of the year, right?
Yeah, it's time to renew.
So let's say the non-regulatories. What documentation do you need to help them get started?
If you're going to start a new business, we have an application for a new business. Depending on if you're going to do it commercially or if you're going to do it at home, we have a home business occupation form that you can complete. You have to live in the city, own the house, or there's a form that we can work with your landlord to give that information to. But those two forms, you fill it out commercially. You have to have a fire safety inspection, building inspection, and a copy of the lease or anything like that. So, and then of course it depends on what kind of business. If you got food or anything like that, there's a couple of other forms we need. So, but all of that is on the application. So that's for a new business. For a new business, okay. Now
let's say, for example, one of those businesses that have been here for a number of years. Do they have to go through that same process, or how do they?
No, we have a renewal. And that is on our city webpage too, and it's by the year. So if you go on there under community development, it says 2023 renewal. If you click on that, the forms will drop down. Or we send a letter out to all the businesses now, so you can either download it there or call us and we'll mail it. We won't mail it unless you ask us to. So, and those forms, it's one form, so it'll include your occupational tax, and if you do regulatory, that'll include that too. And the second page sort of helps you break it down to what you got, how many employees, if you're regulatory and all that. So hopefully it's a little simpler this year, but you can always call us and ask us. We'll help you through. We'll help you through.
So, but those forms can be found on our webpage.
Yes, they're on our city webpage.
On the city webpage. Okay. Now the regulatory, as you mentioned, they incorporate beer, wine, spirituous liquors, things of that nature.
Yes.
Before I go there, but the non-regulatory, there is a fee that is associated with the completion of those applications. What is that fee normally?
It's 110. It's 110 for your occupational tax. That's non-regulatory. So that's always 110. So, and then depending on what you have as regulatory, it'll depend on the fees there. So, and those are listed on the renewal form. Nothing's changed for several years. So it's still the same as it always was, same price. So
Same
no
price.
inflation right there.
No increase in cost of
That's
do
right.
business, right? Okay. Now, the regulatory, like I say, there's a little bit more paperwork that's involved there because you have, like I say, your beer, wine, and spirituous liquor. So there's a little bit more cost associated with that as well.
Right.
Walk through that process a little bit for us.
Well, if this is a renewal, you know, it's like for if you do by package, there's a cost on that, and then if it's by consumption, it's a little bit higher.
Okay.
So, and those prices are on the list. I think it's $270 for beer and wine each,
right?
And
I think $160.
$160 for consumption. Yeah, my mind's not working. I apologize. Caught me off guard
That's
there.
okay.
I'm sorry.
They can find it on the website.
They can find it on the website.
And then too, it's like you say, it's no change. So
No change. It's what it's always been.
That's
Yeah.
right. It's what it's always been.
Yeah.
So and when are these due? Because I know a lot of people like, well, I didn't get the email notification, or I didn't get the mail out.
Right.
But they come due the same time every year.
Every
right?
year. Well, if you look on your certificates and on your regulatory license, it does say that it expires the end of this year.
Right.
So we do give you a grace period of January to finish getting in. Your beer and wine, you probably, if you have that, I would go ahead and do that as quickly as possible because the state has changed their the way they do things a little bit about registering. So they may ask us if you have. So. You know, and we're trying to work with them in a way that our form is going to be on that site too. So hopefully we can get that entered in as soon as possible.
Okay.
But anyway, so you have to go ahead and renew theirs, so you can do it all at one time. We're trying to make that a little bit easier. Well, the state is. So, but everything expires at the end of this year. You just have that grace period now. You know, and unfortunately, we will call you and let you know something, and then pretty soon here comes late fees. So you know, it's real simple to avoid those. So
Right,
just coming in, get it taken care of. Because we try and do it that you walk in, you know, we may be a little bit slower right now. We're just a little bit short-handed, but you know, in the next month or so, we should pick back up and be able to get them in just as quick as in and out. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, can they email these forms in to you?
Yes.
Once they go on, fill them out, can they email them back in to you?
Yeah, and
Okay.
that would be a whole lot easier. They may not get done right away, but because you have several hundred that come in at one day, so I'll get to it just as quickly as can be. Yes, email would be great. That way you don't have to stand in line or come in, you know, if you don't want to, you know. But it's C Reeves, CREEVES at LaGrangeGA.org. Email them to me, and I'll take care of them for you. There's a place to put your credit card information on the form. Also, if you don't want to do it that way, if you'll make me a note on the form to call when I get it, and I'll call you with the credit card information. We'll try to make it simple for you. Yeah, but you can mail them in also.
Okay.
Mail them in, and you know, put that information on there, or you know, we still take checks. Yeah, the only time don't put cash in the mail anymore.
That's right.
Yeah, you can come in with cash. You know.
There you go. So we make it, you know, and hopefully within the next coming months, we're going to make it a little bit more streamlined by getting some software that we can help to take payments online.
Yeah, that's our dream.
That's our dream. We're going to speak it into existence. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, yes, we're trying.
Absolutely. But, you know, again, they can walk in, go online. There's a number of ways that they can do it now to make it, you know, easy for them to do. Now, you talked about a grace period. The regulatory, we like to have those done by January 1, because they are regulatory.
Right.
But you talked about the grace period. What is that grace period time frame?
It's usually January, the month of January. So you have January 31st.
Okay.
You know, so we try to get you all in there if we can get it in there, and then you know, because then we're going to have to start calling and issuing that, find out who hasn't paid, and then excuse me, and then late fees will start. In the next month after that, you know, so.
And then sometimes, I know in some cases, we have some that go way past that grace period time.
You know, and unfortunately, those keep accumulating, the late fees. They don't stop.
They don't stop. That's good to know.
So it'll increase every month.
Okay.
So.
And two, we definitely want people to understand that, you know, it's $110, you know, for your non-regulatory. Your regulatory is 110 plus whatever your employee count may be.
Right.
So we're not talking about a substantial amount of monies here, and it's pretty much the same and consistent every year.
Yeah.
And for you all have to go back and forth. It's just time consuming, right?
Right. And really the only thing that may increase is the number of employees. You know, that's what's going to make it go up or down, you know.
Right.
So if you have less than 4 employees, then it's just 110. But if you go over, you know, then there's a employee price list that's on our website too.
Okay.
You know, so.
Right. Very good. Very good. And then the last thing we'll say about that, in some cases where those that don't come in, we do have code enforcement folks that come out and we writing or either calling with a citation if people don't come in. So, we don't like to go that route.
We got your information. We don't want to do that if we don't have to. But you know, so you know, we just try to get everybody in. You know, it's something that, you know, you obligated to do when you operate a business, and I know we don't want to pay any more taxes than we have to, and we, like I said, we haven't gone up on it or anything like that. So, but it is something that you have to do every year.
Absolutely.
And it's a calendar year. So
that's right. And you guys just did a massive mail out too, so they should be getting notification, right?
They went out this morning, so you should be getting them.
They should be getting them. So.
And there was a little glitch in our system, so if it doesn't apply to you anymore, if you just send me an email, there's a place on the bottom of the form that says we're no longer in business. Email it back to me, and I'd appreciate it, and otherwise disregard.
Okay. So those that have gone out of business, just send it back.
Just send it back and let me know.
Take them out of the system.
Yeah, so I can take you out.
Very good. Always an exciting time of the year. Getting very busy. And we definitely thank you, Christine, and the other licensed coordinators there for what you guys do to help make sure. Now, let me one last thing. Just approximately, how many businesses do we have?
I sent out 3,925 letters.
Wow. Okay, so over 3,000 businesses here registered.
Yeah, and that's including, well, that doesn't count the beer wine, that's just businesses, so that includes them plus home businesses too. So contractors, they all separated a little bit, so
Okay.
Sent out quite a few letters.
Quite a few letters there.
Thank God for folding machines.
Well, again, Christine, I want to thank you for being my guest today. You guys always do a great job, and definitely make sure that our citizens make sure to get this information back in, because you'll be getting a call or another email from Christine or one of the other licensed tech to make you aware. Thank you so much for being my guest.
Thank you. Enjoy it.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more City Week coming up in just a moment. Welcome back to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm being joined by none other than Visit LaGrange, Lynn Holly, as she would talk about all of the wonderful events coming up in and around our downtown LaGrange. So let's hear all about it, Lynn.
Good morning, Alton. Today I'm going to be going over the events in and around LaGrange during the week of November 7th through November 13th. So let's get started. Tuesday, November 8th from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., the Lions Club will be hosting their 78th Annual Lions Club Barbecue, which will be held at Baptist Tabernacle, located at 849 South Davis Road. Join them for their annual barbecue fundraiser. They will have pork plates for $10 and smoked butts for $30. Please get with a Lions Club member for more information and to purchase tickets. They are offering delivery for orders of 10 or more plates. Trust them. They've been doing this for 78 years. They know good barbecue. Veterans Appreciation Day at Highland Country Club will be on Friday, November 11th at 5 p.m. Highland Country Club will be honoring all of our veterans who have sacrificed so much for our country with a special offer that evening. All veterans in attendance will receive 75% off the price of their meal, both for in-house dining or takeout. This is just their way to say thank you for your service. Friday, November 11th at 7:30 p.m., Dan Rodriguez will be at Pure Life House of Music, located at 206 Clark Street. In September of 2014, Budweiser released their Friends Are Waiting commercial campaign, which featured Dan singing his song, When You Come. This premiered during the Super Bowl. In February of 2018, he released his newest album, 25 Years, featuring songs that have been placed on major ads as well as widely played Spotify playlists. Over the years, Dan has had the honor of sharing the stage with some really cool artists and bands, including The Civil Wars, Andy Grammer, Eric Hutchinson, Matt Nathanson, Need to Breathe, Augustana, Tyrone Wells, Haley Reinhart, John McLaughlin, Will Hogue, Drew Holcomb, Sister Hazel, and many more. This is going to be such a fun party show, and Chef Tara will be creating some tasty eats. Beacon Brewing Company will pour their Whiskey with Dan drink, beer, and wine. Be prepared for a large time. Saturday, November 12th at 8 a.m., Walk to End Alzheimer's LaGrange will be holding their event at the Thread Walking Trail in LaGrange. Join us in person for this 2022 Walk to End Alzheimer's in LaGrange. Meeting at LaGrange College Sports parking lot, we will walk a portion of the Thread. Register your team at alz.org. Arrival time is 8 a.m. There'll be a ceremony at 8:30 and the walk will begin at 9. Contact Lauren Schmidt for more details at laschmidt@alz.org or by calling 770-608-7164. Also on Saturday, November 12th from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., Wild Leap Brew Company will be hosting the Wild Leap Grilled Cheese Plus Soup Showdown for 2022. Their annual Grilled Cheese Showdown is back with the new fall flavored edition, Soup. Join them for what will surely be one of the biggest events of the year. Wild Leap Brew Company is located at 308 Main Street. End your evening back at Pure Life House of Music with Jennifer Knapp and Sarah Peacock. Jennifer Knapp is a singer-songwriter, author, speaker, and LGBTQ advocate. She has sold over 1 million albums, won 4 Dove Awards, earned 2 Grammy nominations, toured the globe, and released 7 studio albums. Jennifer has received critical acclaim for both her music and advocacy work for the LGBTQ people of faith. And casting her own harrowing spell, singer-songwriter Sarah Peacock draws parallels between current events and the 1692 Salem witch trials, with the title song to her latest record, Burn the Witch. Finger-picking guitar work cleanses the throat as her voice swells to mimic the havoc strewn through time, as well as present-day strife along our southern border. Throughout her 17-year career as a full-time troubadour, Peacock has released 8 albums and won multiple awards for her songwriting, including Best Song in the American Songwriters Award for Hurricane. American Songwriter magazine calls Sarah cracking, soul-burning, remarkable. Music Row magazine calls her a folk pop diva with plenty to say. Those are just a few of the events happening in LaGrange for the week of November 7th through November 13th. We hope you can get out, have fun, and stay safe.
Wow, Lynn, that sounds like a lot of fun stuff that's going to be taking place. And I'm sure our citizens will come out and definitely take full advantage of it. You know, we got fun, music, and entertainment, and the walk that will be walking to end Alzheimer's will be taking place. So by all means, we hope that they will all come out and take full advantage of those events. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining City Week this week. My guests have been from the Community Development Department, License Coordinator Christine Reeves, as she talked about the coming due and also due now occupational tax that you need to make sure you fill out, send in, and get it done early and before time. Ladies and gentlemen, hope that you've enjoyed this interview, and as always, I want to invite you back for more of City Week.